All right, minimal APIs. So top level programs, a program.cs, doesn't have to have a namespace, doesn't have to have a public static void main. If you use the .NET 6 new project template, you can kind of see that the older startup class has kind of gone by the wayside. And you don't even have to have web API controllers. You can define a method that gives you a minimal API. There's they are pretty straightforward, but they have a deep feature set, and you can control the entire pipeline, as well as you can control auto retries for web services on the server side by adding in some middleware that runs before the logic of the actual API code. If you go to Programming with Palermo and my Microsoft Ignite review, you're going to see a session that I highlighted that talks about how to do that, if that kind of piqued your interest, by adding some server-side auto retry instead of forcing every client of your web API to own the auto retry logic. And .NET 7 is going to add some new capabilities to minimal APIs. One of the interesting new things that's going to come in about a month is server-side rate limiting by client and by a few other factors. So that's pretty interesting. Not only rate limiting for a particular server, but rate limiting across a web farm if you're using a multi-node app service plan. So keep an eye out for that. They might need to change the name from minimal APIs to maximal APIs because they're packing in a lot of power.